Hi, I'm Sarah from Floral, and let's talk about baby's breath today. So on the table here, I've got two varieties of baby's breath, and actually, you might not believe it, but both of these are 20 stems. They're just two different varieties. So let me talk today about what's good about baby's breath, what's bad about baby's breath, and how you can use it in your DIY flower projects. So the two varieties here, there's some pros and cons to both of them. So this one here that I have has a much larger bloom on it compared to this one here. But what that means is, as you can see, there's not as much volume. So it really depends on what you're doing with the baby's breath. So if you want a big space to be covered, this guy here, even though it has a smaller bloom, actually covers more space. So something that is great about baby's breath is it's really space covering. So it's perfect for doing big arches or garlands. And it also is incredibly long lasting and it actually dries really well. So that's perfect if you want to create a garland or a centerpiece a couple days before. Your baby's breath will have no problem lasting. A couple things that are not great about baby's breath is that it has actually a slight scent that some people don't love. I don't notice it, and I actually asked my husband the other day if he noticed the smell, and he didn't notice at all. So I think it's more of a preference thing that some people notice it and some people don't. Another thing that is not amazing about baby's breath is sometimes it will actually have stems that break. So let me find an example here. This one's actually pretty good. Oh, here's one. So this is a stem right here that has broken off. And so when you're using it in your arrangements, you would just take your snips and cut this little piece off. This one's so little that you can probably keep it for in a boutonniere, but if they're a little bit bigger, you could actually just make a little vase and keep your scraps. Another thing to know about baby's breath is that it sheds a little bit. So if I lift up my table here, you can see there's a couple blooms that have kind of made its way onto the table, which isn't a big deal, but just something to note. When you are getting your baby's breath and you're working with it, it actually tangles quite easily. So let me show you about that. So if I'm trying to pull a stem apart, you can see they're actually sort of interlocking with each other. So you have to kind of give a little bit of a tug and be careful because they, like I said, they have a tendency to break. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two about baby's breath and you feel confident using it in your DIY flower arrangements. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Thank you for watching.